coming here today and taking time off today on this weekend while everybody wishes to relax. The issue of corruption is big to all of us because it concerns everyone here, even while we are away from our homeland. The issue is about the Jan Lokpal Bill and the Lokpal Bill and the differences between them. But I think it's bigger than the bills. It's about our everyday lives and the everyday problems that we face, from bribing a small clerk to the ministers to the money in the Swiss bank accounts. It concerns everyone here. Also, we have few people here who are fasting with Anna Hazare. It's been 3 days that he's fasting in India, and there are people in Rotterdam who are fasting with him. We have this guy Vishnu who has been fasting, and he called me yesterday and he said that I've been fasting and I want to come and join the protest.
Please share some birds.
I live in Rotterdam, or in Skidam. My profession is a software engineer, like everyone was here. So it's actually why I support Anna Hazare is that because Jan Lokpal Bill is so strong that the government is really they don't want this bill to come here because it's really a major problem between the corruption. So that's actually why I personally support. I personally like few points what Anna Hazare is mentioning in the Jan Lokpal, which I think I should really share with you guys, which is that he has in his class that he wants the corrupted money to get back from the people where they looted our money. So there was no law in the Indian history that we can get the money back from the looted people. But here, the maximum they can get is like 7 years prison, and then they can come out and then they can enjoy the money which is looted from us. It's our money actually. So actually, in this Jan Lokpal, he said that okay, we should take back the money from the people who looted from the government. So I think to compare this Jan Lokpal Bill and then the Lokpal Bill with the government as a draft version, so this was not mentioned in the Lokpal. So I personally think that this should be there so that we can get the money back from the people. Yeah, this is our money. So I feel that I should get the money back from the people. Yeah, the money from us. So the reason I personally support the Jan Lokpal Bill. I will be with Anna for sure.
It's a national shame that we have the maximum number of street kids in India, the largest hub for human trafficking, and yet we have the maximum in the Swiss bank accounts accounted as the black money. Don't we deserve all this money? Don't we deserve it back to the dying farmers and to the ailing children? Yes, we do deserve it back. Of course, this bill is not going to change anything radically, but at least we need a mechanism in a democracy so that tomorrow we can go and ask people and to the clerks who ask bribes, to everyone who's standing there for corruption, that look, there's a mechanism and we can strike for it. Just to point out few major differences between the Lokpal and the Jan Lokpal Bill. The Lokpal Bill includes only 0.5% of the bureaucrats, of the Indian government bureaucrats. It exempts the judges. The judges and the judiciary is not included in the Lokpal Bill. Apart from that, the Prime Minister has been kept out of the purview of the Lokpal till the time he is in his office. Also, the people who are complaining against corruption, suppose if I go there tomorrow and say this clerk has been taking a bribe from me and I'm proven wrong, I can be accounted for and I can be arrested. This law is completely against the people and it would not serve the cause to curb corruption. And that's why today we all are standing here and saying that India should no more have corruption. I think it's time we get up and say that this is enough and we can't take more. Thank you. Somebody from the crowd wants to come and say here something, wants to address. Let's make this interactive if somebody wants to come and say something.
First of all, I would like to thank Anusha, Prabhanjan, Praveen, and all those guys who actually took this initiative. Because it's there, this simmering feeling is there. that there is something going wrong in our country and we need to stop it. So first of all, I would like to thank all these guys who took the initiative. And secondly, what I would point to say is that the Indian people have been disenchanted, they have been disgruntled, and they have been agonized by corruption for the last, I think, 65 years from the time we have been independent. And then there has been no one who could share these feelings. And then suddenly, one Anna Hazare comes out of nowhere, and then a common man, like we saw, I was seeing NDTV yesterday, and I saw people from all classes and all cultures coming together and supporting a cause. They say when there is a vacuum, the person who takes the vacuum becomes the leader. And that is what Anna Hazare has done. So I think here also, even though we are far from our country, it becomes our bounden duty to be a part of the society which is currently changing. Because I have been here for I have been following these events for a long time, and I don't remember any event like this which has been so unprecedented. I mean, there was some protest against the Mandal Commission, but that was mostly confined to the students. But here, I think this is a movement, this is a change in Indian system, and then we should support it. And also, I mean, let's actually face it, because I was thinking what this bill will do. But then I think the corruption, it is from top down to bottom to up. So in our own lives, I think probably we don't face this issue much here, but then once we go back to India or we have a time, let's make it a point that none of us pays any bribe to anyone. I mean, if we don't get a reserved ticket, because if we decide that we are not going to do this to make our life simple or to get our work done easier, I think from the grassroots level, it becomes our responsibility. Because I too may have done it. I don't get a reserved seat in a ticket. I just bribe, I just grease the palm of the ticket checker or the station master, and then just get away with it. So from our level, I think we should just start something so that we just from our inside say no to corruption, and then this menace will stop. Because then if people learns, then the word of mouth spreads, and then if even like your grandfather's pension is stopped and the clerk is demanding a high bribe money, I mean, from our public lives also, we should make it a point from now onwards, maybe, because this was in our minds, but then we say everyone is doing it, let's also do it to make our life simple. But then from now onwards, I think what we should make a point is to say, no, we will not grease the palm of any bureaucrat, we will not grease the palm of any clerk, we will not grease the palm of anyone. Because there is a social structure in place, there is an infrastructure in place, and then we should follow that. Come what may, it takes, come what hurdles you face, and so that's it. So thank you all for coming here, and I hope after that we have a nice
Few words from me as well. Let's start with a bit of an